a new video. So it's just after 5:30. As you can see, I'm not alone this morning. This is Premi. We picked her up from the field yesterday. We didn't actually think she was going to make it, but here she is this morning, bright and ready to go. So I'm just going to make myself a coffee, give Premi breakfast, and then head around the sheep. Place. A wee walk through the woods here, and this is a really nice wee sheltered spot which the girls quite like to come and lamb in, so I just take a wee walk through here, make sure there's no one having trouble lambing, or just see if there's any newborn lambs in here. So the aim of the game this morning is for me just to drive around the sheep, make sure no one's stuck lambing, and see whereabouts my girls who have just lambed are. Then I'll maybe wait for it to warm up a wee bit before I go in and start docking the tails and putting the castration rings on. I find really early in the morning when it's a bit cold and incredibly foggy or misty like it is today, the girls can be a bit hicked, and because I have a lot of gimmers which are first time mums, it's really important to give them enough time to bond with their lambs. So even just a couple of hours in the morning will make a huge difference compared to if I just go straight in and try and do it now. That's just what I find helps prevent, you know, any lambs getting left and that sort of thing. The reason we dock the tails is to prevent fly strike. So I know it's maybe quite controversial, there's lots of like animal welfare debates about it I've seen, but personally I think a sheep that has fly strike will suffer a lot more than a lamb that's had its tail docked. But yeah, it's just one of those things that, you know, if you want to sell your lambs, I don't know if you have to do it, but all the farmers do, so yeah. So I don't know if you can see on the GoPro, I feel like you probably can't because it's not like the most zoomed in camera, but that girl there has some discharge coming out her vagina, so that means that she's from the first stages of lambing. She's a gimmer, so first time having a lamb. The gimmers normally take a wee bit longer to lamb than the ladies who have had a lamb before, so I will just leave her to get on with it herself, but I will come back, you know, in an hour or so and make sure she's doing okay. I know some people wait for the water to break and then go in and lamb the sheep, but we try and let them do it all naturally. Sometimes we find that going in and lambing them can do a bit more harm than good. Obviously if she's stuck I will go and help, but I will give her a chance to get on and do it herself. Yeah. So she's just lambed, and she's had a really lovely big lamb. His head looks a wee bit swollen, so she possibly got it a wee bit stuck, but she's managed to lamb it herself, which is great. I'll leave her and her lamb to bond for a wee bit. Hopefully it'll have a suckle, and then I'll come back and sort out its tail in an hour or so. But at least I know where she is now, and I know she's lambed. She's just lambed within like the last hour or so. She's a bit of an older gal, so she's a really good mum. It's probably her last lamb she'll have, which is a shame, but we only let them do like 5 to 6 cycles, depending. It depends on like how they're looking and udders and whatnot, but that's when we find they're in their prime. And if you leave them to get older and do much more, then you are likely to have more issues, like maybe she won't have milk, or they'll have a like collapsed uterus or something in the future. So yeah. Sorry, so yeah, I didn't explain, but the last clip I filmed will have been me chatting about a sheep on my very first run this morning.
A misty morning.
Yeah, basically the GoPro froze and then I couldn't film anymore. But yeah, it would have been quite interesting because I had a sheep who had a breech lamb, so it's coming backwards. And then I had another sheep who had prolapsed earlier on, so like a few weeks ago, had her lamb. And then she prolapsed again, so it's not really called a prolapse anymore. I don't know what it is, but basically her like womb, vagina, whatever, came out of her vagina. So we had to put it back in, stitch her, give her an antibiotic. And yeah, so it's been a busy morning.
Yeah, and we're just here now to do some catching the lambs, so it could be quite interesting, funny viewing, I think.
Yeah, we need to dock some tails and give these girls some cobs.
Yeah, just the triplets.
Yeah, just the triplets get cobs. The other girls are having massive lambs, so that was enough.
Cool, so that's the plan. Gotcha. So I'd like to say normally I'd be also doing tails, but I am still trying to get used to it. In fact, trying to get both testicles within the wee ring. Still getting the hang of that, but basically
yeah, last time we were doing it together, because normally we have 2 castration pliers, but I've lost one.
So I'll be catching lambs for Rosie. Yeah, last time you said, well, I was pretty good at it.
Yeah, he was really quick. I feel like you were giving me a bit of a run for my money. Well, just whichever ones you can. I think I've done that one.
Yeah, I see that.
I think it's a little kitty. Hello. You've done your tail. Buddy on the bike, he has to be clipped on while I'm feeding them, because otherwise he tries to ram them up. And then this is the sheep who I'm taking out because her lamb died. This is the one I tried to put one to and she wasn't having it.
Oh,
very cute. This one's
very cute.
This one's cross with the black face tuck, but it's a wee girl.
And there's Mum. Good Mum. Staying by. Where we do the quick procedure on her tail.
Just want it to be at the top of the triangle.
There you go. Go to Mama. Go to Mama.
Do you not get that? Rosie, you don't get that?
I was trying to drive.
That was a great dive. Forget driving. I'm blooming Tom Daly out here, mate.
Tom Daly?
Yeah, diving on lambs. So here are these wee testicles. And you want to make sure you get both, just massaging them, both testicles within the wee ring, but not the nipples.
Yeah, but yeah, this one, do you have 2 balls? 1, 2 you do.
And if they've not got 2 balls, they're classified as a rig.
And we don't ring them, and we leave them with a long tail, so we know.
Reunited. Gotcha, my little friend. You have. Oh, you have. There you go. There you go. Oh, Mum's got a big udder.
If the lamb, if I couldn't feel any milk and you can feel their bellies basically.
Right.
And if it was also looking a bit docile and stuff, then I would want to catch her and take her in, because I'd maybe be a bit worried she's got a touch of mastitis. But I think if the lamb has a wee stick on the other side, it should go down. But yeah, mastitis is when they get an infected udder. It can be really nasty.
Yeah, and often that's quite inflamed and big, which is why I mentioned it to Rosie.
Really negative. I'm like, this one was breached, this lamb was dead.
Yeah, it's all very educational and informative.
It's just sheep. They're very good at dying. I think I've already said that.
Yes. Rocky bottom though.
I don't know if I've explained this, but basically we tried changing the lambing system by scanning them and then doing singles, twins, which is what most people do these days. But instead of putting them out, we wanted to keep them in a bigger area and get round to doing them. I ran out of grass, so I had to start putting lambs out. It all just became a mess, and then I wasn't really prioritising ringing my lambs because I was prioritising putting yows and lambs out. And now I'm a bit behind, so I feel like next year I'm just going to stick to the way that I normally do it, you know, like stick to kind of my system, and then I'll let my mum do it the way she likes. Hey,
I'm just here to catch his hands. There you go, folks. Hello. Can I look at your tail? Most certainly is not done.
I thought this was the one that I lost earlier. That's good.
Just landed this absolutely humongous lamb. Lamb's doing well.
So you can just give them a rub on the back, and that helps get the fluid out, because when they get stuck like that they get a bit choked. And just take it round to the front so she can meet her baby. Hey, that's it. And then we'll just sit her up properly but hold on to her.
She's going to come your way.
And then we just get some iodine for the cord.
So we've just checked her udder, and she does have milk. She's just started licking the lamb. So let's slowly move away. That is pretty much us, isn't it? We're just going to check one more thing on the way back. We picked up a lady who looks like she is, well, at the beginning of lambing.
Yeah, she has some discharge coming out of her vagina still, and it's been like that for about an hour or two now, and she's not pushing, she's not lying down and getting on with it. So we caught her, how do we feel? And it's like one leg and her head, one leg's having the head, I think another leg is behind, which means she's likely to get stuck later. So I'm just catching her now, take her inside, and then when she's a bit more dilated, because right now the pubic arch, it feels really, really tight, so maybe like in a few hours she'll be a bit further on and we can lamb her.
So for the betterment of the sheep and the lamb, yeah.
The sun is setting now,
As
so
you can see, beautiful scenery.
Because we lamb outside, we tend to not check them in the dark, so the sun sets here about 8:30, it's just after 8 now, and there's no one else who I'm a bit sus about, so yeah, apart from taking this girl in, I'm happy with the rest of them. When you're lambing outside, you can just kind of stir up the sheep a bit and make them a bit uneasy at night time, and it's hard to catch and do bloody anything in the dark, so sorry for them all.
It's so good. It's very informative and
I
educational.
don't know if it is. This is just what my dad and my Stuart. That's what my dad and Stuart have told me growing up.
Yeah.
So this is what I.
Farm knowledge passed down through the generations. And I'm trying to pick it up as well.
You're
Anyway.
doing great. Is number
Thank you.
one lamb tackler.
That's it. Tackle, not catcher. Oh! Bastard. Anyway, yeah. Sun is setting on a beautiful day. I think it's meant to be another lovely day tomorrow.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be scorching. Like next week.
Oh, really? Well, we can catch you then for some tap sap and swimming in the D then.
Yeah.
See you later.